They can be in this at any moment. They just gotta up their mental game, let their talent speak.
Amazing placement. What a shot.
A Yahtzee overhead.
Aspect of mental toughness here that's just different.
I like the body language of all four players.
Oh, look at that shot! Great hands from Kiro.
Hello and welcome to a slightly abbreviated version of the live stream here. We're at the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois. I'm Mike Raleigh. Alongside Guy Moore, we're having the match that was started on another court that's moving to our live stream court between Tyler Fraser and Adam Morgan versus, who else do we have out there, Coach?
Martin Bostrom and Philippe Rams playing against Tyler Fraser and Adam Morgan. This match has moved over from, I believe, court 3, just because the round of 16 match with Martin Bostrom and Philippe Rams against Drew Broderick and Tomas Christian was over a 3-hour match.
Went a little over, yeah. So we kind of juggled here a little bit, but the first set went to Bostrom and Rams 6-3. I believe they ripped off 6 games in a row.
Yeah, they were down 3-love, which I could see happening after a long 3-set match.
Took a while to get their legs under them again.
And they had to come out pretty quick after that match and play. So, and we were saying on the stream before, Mike, that it's a little less physical because these guys are all in good shape, but it's more mental.
Yeah.
It's pretty draining to play a long 3-set match like that, especially against a team like Christian and Broderick, who made them work.
They made them work awful hard. I saw the last set there.
And, you know, these two teams, there are some similarities here. Rams likes to play fast and vertical and transition. Tyler's kind of the same way. So it's a great match to be joined live here. Guess they forgot what side of the court they were on.
You know, I'm glad somebody could remember that.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing's for sure, it wasn't our fault.
That was. You can't blame me on that one. I'll take the blame for a lot of things, but not that one. Tyler Fraser just served to start the second set after losing the first set 6-3.
So quickly on the far side, top left, you have Philippe Rams, his partner in the blue hat there, black top, Martin Bostrom. The close side here serving Tyler Fraser, white hat, and at the net his partner Adam Morgan.
You know, and got Adam Morgan is the co-director with his beautiful wife, Allison, up at the Birchwood Club in Highland Park, Illinois. Tyler Fraser is at Camargo Club in Cincinnati. Where's Martin Bostrom? Out east.
Plainfield Country Club.
Plainfield Country Club. And Philippe Rams, what is he, an engineer? Is that...
I believe he's
a lawyer. Okay.
Yeah, tax attorney.
Okay.
I hope
your death and taxes, right?
I hope your taxes are clean, Mike.
Man, oh man. But I think, you know, if you're watching at home, I think we should expect some pretty solid shot making from all four players. You know, I think Martin Bostrom, I love to watch him play. He's got a huge bombing serve, especially into the ad side. And you see Tyler Fraser, speaking of bombing serves, I called a couple of their matches at Medina 2 weeks ago, and he just goes big and, you know, aims right for the corner.
I tell you what, that ball explodes off his paddle. Not only is it big, it's deep in the court. And I tell you what Martin's doing on that ad side, blocking that ball back, isn't easy with that speed and pace. And
tough ask.
I mean, that ball's 2 inches from the line every time.
You'll see Adam Morgan will do a lot of the underhand topspin serves. trying to keep the ball kind of low on the volleyers. 30-40. We got a break point here. Bostrom and Rams trying to win their 7th game in a row, which is crazy to think.
Against a team like this, for sure.
Right. You know, you have to work so hard against Adam Morgan.
But in the few points we've just watched here, Mike, you're already seeing Rams doing exactly that, which is exactly what he wants to do. I mean, he's come forward 3 or 4 times already in this game.
He's always pressing.
But both of these teams tend to play fast. That's what I'm saying. It's such a tough ball to block.
And if he doesn't block it, it hits the crease potentially, and it's a winner.
He's
it's an
aiming.
ace.
He's aiming for that. So there's no help calls on the serve return.
No. Maybe that should be a new rule. Yeah, we got a great crowd out here.
Two double faults.
Two faults in a row.
And I think when you're serving that big with that pace, I mean, you're going to win a lot of freebies, and you're going to sprinkle a few of those in there for sure. We saw Martin do a lot of that earlier today too. That kind of down up overhead, bit of a waterfall. I like him sliding to the right there.
Where Bostrom just really lets Rams do his thing on the overheads.
Yep. Did a lot of that earlier today.
Wow.
That's it.
That is some pretty good paddle right there.
And earlier today, too, they didn't mind swinging the ball because they want the speed that creates.
Yeah. Kind of the engagement. They want to create chaos.
It wouldn't be something that we would normally teach.
Yeah, I call that the 3-lane shift. If you figure 3 lanes on the court, just like 3 lanes on the highway, you want to avoid going from, the far left lane to the far right lane or vice versa. It just creates...
Swinging all the way across the court. It just breaks down positioning. I think we all need to remember, and I know we do, that the less a team moves at the net, the stronger they are.
There's less holes, there's less confusion.
And there's great tempo. But I do, if that's the scheme that they're going to play in at the net, with Rams hitting the overheads and Martin sliding over and then kind of dunking that ball in there, he's got to be careful with that shot, that waterfall. But he did a good job of it this afternoon.
Little miss-hit error from Adam Morgan there.
Yeah, see, I like that switch where Rams is hitting the overhead. I like it a lot.
Well, and as good as Martin's overheads are, Rams' overheads are better. He can hurt them more than Martin, and it can kind of create and really keep them off balance. I think he's a fun player to really watch.
You know what else it creates from Martin and Bostrom and Rams' perspective is they 100% know their job descriptions.
Yeah.
Martin knows he's going to hit a lot of volleys and only hit lobs to the right like that. That's good. There you go.
Wow.
I mean, and Rams know he's going to hit the overheads. I mean, that's powerful.
Yeah, and I had said that in the earlier with Brad, defining the role that we play within a team is as important as your strategy against an opponent. That if we don't have our roles defined, if you and I were going to go out and play, all the strategy in the world on our opponents doesn't do us any good, because if we're not defining our roles and playing our roles,
Right.
you're swimming uphill. They're swimming upstream. And I'd like to see here Adam Morgan, and I'd love to see them. I think they've got to pump the brakes a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, in the 2 games that we've seen, we can't forget that that's the 8th game in a row that they've lost.
Well, and just like with anything, you got to do the basics well. So far, a couple faults from Tyler in his service game when they were up, and then some missed serve
Missed
returns.
overheads.
Yeah.
Got to plug the leak before you row the boat. You got.
Well, no matter what, when the match is going this quick, got to slow it down. And I do think that obviously the way to slow it down is to lob more, but the points got to be longer. Even if they lose those long points, they've got to make them work harder than they are.
Kind of work their way back into the working.
See, I like that move.
Points.
I like that move a lot right there by Martin, sliding right. That's a great volley by Rams. Wow. Oh.
What a point. I love to watch that. And it just their positioning at the net, how they, slight adjustments every time that ball was hit back to Adam Morgan. It's a great learning opportunity.
Oh, that's a great
Good
volley.
little help poach there.
Yeah, I like Tyler moving up there. I like him moving. That's a good adjustment.
It just doesn't allow the returner to, kind of forces them to be mindful and stay out of a bit of a groove.
Well, he's certainly affecting their shot selection.
And I like, Martin there. He went right to Tyler. And you got a player that's moving. A lot of times you hit right where they were, force them to reach back and make that volley. A little leg cord action.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier too. Is when someone's poaching, and Martin and Rams, Bostrom and Rams were. That's a great ball right there. I love the
really
pace.
good
I
return.
love the pace on that return, and I love the spin.
It's a heavy ball. Heavy.
Yeah, when they were playing Broderick and Christian, Drew Broderick was doing a very good job of moving and causing Rams and Bostrom to think about the return, but they made a good adjustment, started going at him wherever he moved.
And it didn't take them, they didn't wait.
No.
It was, 2 points and boom, okay, we're going back to our spot.
It was a quick adjustment. It was a good one.
It's a good, guy, the Chicago Charities has been something each year. They pick a charity that they donate the money that's raised. And this year, the charity's name is the Foundation for Angelman Syndrome Therapeutics, or FAST. It's the sole mission of theirs is to cure this Angelman syndrome. It's a rare neurogenetic disorder that affects approximately 500,000 individuals worldwide. And, we're in an exciting time where curing disorders that were thought to be incurable. So that's where a lot of the money that has been raised is going to this year. And one of our members at Exmoor, his nephew, is afflicted with it. And so it's kind of near and dear to members at Exmoor's hearts. And
Well, the whole Chicago community, right?
yeah, I think it's a fantastic thing. A lob volley there to slow things down and retreat.
And that's what Tyler Fraser does well too, is move forward. He hasn't done a lot of that. He hasn't had the opportunity yet, but that is his game.
One final thought, that if anybody's looking to donate, they can give go to the website. That's give.cureangelman.org. If anybody's looking to kind of make a donation, and be greatly appreciated.
And both Morgan and Fraser have terrific screen drives. You just don't see Morgan miss that much.
No, no,
That's
and
his
it,
ball.
you know, it's.
And that he should have hit that ball the way he did.
I mean, the good news is it was the right ball. The bad news is he missed it in the net. You know, they're making the right decisions. They're just not executing at the highest level. And Rams and Bostrom are taking all those misses and running with it.
15-40 here.
It's a big, big point. Wow. See, great get from Fraser.
He's fast. Covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, that was not an easy get either.
No. Moves very smoothly.
See if Bostrom and the Rams get switched here at the net. Maybe not. There we go.
I think it's easy to see that Fraser's backhand is a tremendous weapon. Not weak on the forehand side,
Yeah.
as he hits 4 in a row, but the backhand he really commits to and steps in, and it's just a heavy, heavy ball, penetrating. I like that ball from Rams. Ball that gets to the side wire.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's found his rhythm with that cutter for sure.
And you see some of the best, you know, the best players that are hitting that, they hold it so well that you can't immediately just start charging. You know, it's almost like they wait for you to commit and then they hit the opposite.
Right. When they get you on your back foot, it's ball game.
First set, Boston Rams lead 3 games to 1.
All right, 1 serving 3.
Little sunlight here, Mike.
It's a little, yeah, there's a little sunshine there, I think, in this match.
Well, it couldn't keep going that way for Morgan and Fraser. They want to be out here any longer than they are. I love the pace of that overhead.
It's a heavy ball. You don't see.
Yeah, Tyler Fraser missed his spot there a little bit. Bostrom's forehand is just that good when there's just no backswing. He doesn't have a lot of time to think about it.
15-0.
And from Rams, where's the safe spot to play to him? Is it, you know, the old
Soft to his backhand.
soft deep middle?
If you hit it hard to his backhand, he'll use that offensive screen. And
Yeah.
He hits it pretty hard on a line.
So kind of your standard second post, deep to the middle with no pace.
Yep.
It's so funny. I mean, you know, you taught the game a long time, and as have I, and it's, you know, a lot of things change, but the basics, it really comes down to, you know, it's the basics. And now they're just doing it at a different speed, obviously, but golly, you know, that huge serve.
Well, I'm glad to see them lobbing that because they have a much better chance to get in the point than trying to drive that. It's just, and the nice thing is they've made up their mind to lob the ball.
Yeah, they've committed that, okay, we're going to length the point rather than.
Right. Let's see what Martin does here. He tried to lob the last one. It's just, it's tough to let that go.
Especially if it's going anywhere near the corner.
Yep. That. Two quick games.
Yeah, and you see kind of a good positive mental attitude there. Fist pump from Adam Morgan.
Second set, 3 games to 2.
Yeah, a couple mistakes that Rams and Bostrom didn't make, but
Won the first set, 6 games to 3.
collaboration with the APTA, Fusion is at the forefront of personalized gear and apparel. Backed by a team of seasoned industry experts, we provide exclusive access to high-end products from top-tier retail brands, all poised for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate branding. Our streamlined approach guarantees a hassle-free shopping experience, complemented by custom online storefronts and swift ordering. Visit gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion seamlessly weave your branding into elite merchandise.
Yeah, we were saying it earlier on the stream that they have really done a great job over the last few years of growing as a company, and I know several directors that utilize them, and they all have great things to say.
Yeah, and they, the customer service and attention to detail is second to none.
Great concept. Good pace on that ball, good depth.
And you look there, he hit 5 different overheads, 4 of which were into the same corner, but no 2 were alike. He changed the depth, the pace, and the angle on all of them. Oh, that's a shame there. Great drive that clips the top of the net and goes long.
Let's see, once they get into the point here, if Rams and Bostrom are committed to switching out. They have been. I think this is pretty up. There you go. So.
And what are they for the fans at home? Why are they doing that?
Well, Rams' overhead is just more effective.
Okay.
And again, going back to job descriptions, they have a firm idea of who's volleying and who's hitting overheads. And their scheme there is playing Tyler's side of the court mostly. I do understand to a degree why they do go. See, that pace they just hit to Adam Morgan was good because he couldn't use the screens offensively. But I do know why they go over to his forehand, just like you're seeing now, because he does have such a quick release on that backhand in the middle.
Yeah.
Great ball.
That was some great transition work there from Martin Bostrom.
The other thing that these guys have been doing today, too, just to mix up the looks, is putting Rams, nice shot, putting Rams on the backhand side. They're switching out, or if they do get switched in transition, he's staying there.
And that just kind of puts a different look in the backcourt as well, where they're,
Absolutely.
your normal dump zones. Great drive there from Adam Morgan.
That's
two-hander.
It's the backhand I was talking about. The thing I like from Bostrom and Rams this match is they seem to have a much more dedicated strategy
Than the last match they played against Broderick and Christian.
Yeah. Yep, quick switch.
I love that contact point on those overheads. All 4 players. You look, unless they're hitting that flop shot, that ball is kind of cheek level or below the cap level, where it's hit from a low position that moves through the court.
Yeah, and even if it happens to be a little short, which they're so great at neutralizing that it doesn't happen very often, it's low.
Yeah, it's not popping. It's not coming from a high point to bouncing to a high point.
You can only hit that shot if you let it drop, and you're right. They're sometimes even below cheek level. Wow.
Wow, that would have been all world.
Yeah, this right now looks like a even though they beat Broderick and Christian in that long match, but I love what I see here from these guys. And that's Rams ball, but I think Morgan and Fraser got to lengthen the point. Just like that, 3 or 4 drives in a row, and both Rams and Martin are
Perfect position.
just standing there. They're not the ones working. That forehand is a great pace. Okay.
Boy, I got a score update from the Johan Durant, Stephen Mitchell versus Dennis and Friedrich match. It's they all square, 2 sets or a set apiece, 6-3, 3-6. They're going into the third set here in a few minutes.
Hey, Boston Roms lead the second set, 5 games to 2.
In that last point with
Won the first set.
Rams able to move forward is exactly, you know what it is? It's just with Bostrom and Rams, it's just a much smarter match.
Yeah.
And they're playing right into their weapons from a baseline perspective.
And, if you think about it in its simplest form, strategy-wise, is we want to make our opponents as uncomfortable as we can while we play from a comfortable position.
Right.
And that's, I think, what we're seeing right here is Rams is able to, in Bostrom, they're playing it right into their strengths while they're not really feeding, we're not seeing kind of the uncomfortable for them while Fraser and Morgan just look a little bit off.
Well, and I think what you're saying as well is that they are making Fraser and Morgan very predictable right now. So their positioning represents that.
Yep. It's 3-4 drives in a row where they're perfectly positioned to handle it. As big as the drive may be, you get 2 volleyers that are properly positioned, and they're going to win that battle most of the time.
You can see Tyler Fraser intentionally lobbing Martin to get some movement and not to have to look at that. Yeah, that's just such a good ball.
And the disguise is, by the time you knew it was coming, it was too late.
Yeah, he's holding it. And the temperatures dropped significantly this evening, too, so those balls are staying down much better than they did this afternoon. See what happened here with Rams. Hopefully this afternoon, a little trouble with this serve.
We haven't seen many
Now he's
hiccups yet.
Yeah,
Oh, you jinxed him. There you go.
Yep.
Guy. You jinxed him. .1540 here. Fraser and Morgan have a couple break points.
Yep, too quick of a game there.
Fraser Morgan, Boston Roms lead the second set, 5 games to 3.
That's exactly the game that Fraser and Morgan needed. All right, let's see what these guys do with this return. They're just going to get to the point and lob it. Yep, smart.
I mean, you have to, to think that.
Serve's too big. I mean, you're going to make some of those returns, but you're going to miss more than you're going to make probably. Might as well just make your mind up to lob the ball, get to the point.
And they're just committed to length of point now. And
well, and as good as that serve is from Tyler Fraser, he's used to winning a bunch of free points, so you're eliminating that. And that's frustrating in and of itself.
yeah,
I mean, think if you win, call it 12 to 14 free points a match. I mean, that's a lot of points. And a lot of quick games.
yeah, yep.
Great lob. That's why. Created the movement.
And can we mention that enough? That the lob is the tool that sets up the drive, you know, and I don't think you can.
Well, two things happened with that lob. First of all, it was in that very gray area. Second of all, the most important piece of it was the height. It wasn't height. He took their time away, but he created who hit the ball and where the next ball's going.
15-0.
You know, and I think the average player, though, expects that lob. It's like, well, I'm going to lob to take the net.
Right.
These guys, there's no way. They're thinking, no, I'm using that lob to set up my next.
They're not trying to lob over anybody's head.
We're going to bring the hammer.
It's not crossing their mind. Yep, smart. Adam Morgan loves that roller overhead. That's a tough one at that depth to try to hit a roller. That's a ball just to push right to Rams's backhand. So you've seen this game, which is a good adjustment by Rams and Bostrom. They have not driven one return of serve.
Did he hitch on that, or was that just a unforced error?
Yeah, I don't see him. He was there. I don't see him miss that ball much. I don't know if he was just a little. Yeah, maybe. I think you're right.
Great step across to the middle and hammer the forehand from Bostrom.
Yeah, that pace is very suiting for him, and I like the height. Nice move.
Nice. You know, the whole intent of that hard overhead into Raum's corner was just to shake things up, see if we can, like there, they got another drivable ball and got an error on the volley.
It was just to create transition, which it did. I mean, you hit a ball that hard against the back screen, you're trying to do two things, create transition or hit somebody.
Yeah.
Great ball. And that's the ball there again. Martin's completely balanced, moving forward. Can't drive that ball.
Even if he makes it, you're still way behind in that point, right?
Tyler knows that.
I think that's why we heard the frustration.
And in your mind, when you see someone stepping forward to hit an overhead, you should be thinking defensive anyways, which is lobbing the ball.
Advantage, Fraser Morgan.
The other thing I like too, Mike, right now is I like Tyler hitting more of the overheads because it's slowing it down a little bit. Because
you know, you got Morgan's up there in that drive stop roll. He's not going to miss a volley when he's in great position. Really good overhead there.
That's
You know, they worked. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. They should have bailed there,
exactly.
right?
If you're
Not even try to volley
if you're
that.
going to do that, it's again, it goes back to you're trying to hit somebody. I don't. At this level, hitting the ball hard against the straight back wire makes.
Really good spot there for Martin Bostrom to get them their first
I tell you
match
what,
point.
Bostrom's forehand this match is one of the best I've seen him.
Has he missed it? I don't know if
He hasn't, but he's adjusted in terms of what he's aiming for. I mean, because the balls he was missing in the past are ones that are 3 or 4 inches below the tape.
Rahms went on. He went nuclear on that one. Didn't maybe need that speed.
No, he's going to get a better look than that. Let's see if they stay this way or switch.
You know, and it seems as if the strategy right now is, you know, Rahms, if they're going to Rahms, they're going that heavy roller every time instead of that slow softball to his backhand.
See Morgan and Fraser switch in the backcourt.
Boy, it's amazing to watch. Just, you know, the screenplay, these guys, their preparation, that before that ball's going into the screen, they're bringing the racket low, bringing the paddle back. Kind of real quiet with the hands.
I tell you what, though, it is. I mean, these two teams are perfect examples of what I'm about to say. They are hitting an awful lot of balls into the screen hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very. I mean, in the hope of getting them to drive to speed it up, because
It's almost baiting them to drive kind of engagement.
Of course. Match point. Great ball. Switching quickly. Good spot with that lob by Tyler Fraser.
Yeah, he's really looking to, he's finding that
They need
line
more.
of indecision between the two.
They need more points just like that.
Get that Bostrom stepping back to hit that overhead.
Sometimes just one more lob will give you the look you want.
No, come on.
Wow.
Fraser Morgan.
Couldn't make out what Adam Morgan just said to Tyler Fraser, but
There's the ball. I think they need a few more of those overheads kind of sliding into that middle.
yeah, I like that. I like that pace. Good spots by Tyler Fraser. Yep. With that pace of an overhead, the point will slow down. If Morgan hits this ball with pace, it's going to speed back up again.
And now it becomes this just kind of a waiting game for someone to change something.
Wow, great get.
Great lob. It can't be said enough, the communication between both the partners at the net and the baseline. Every ball is called.
And you see Martin Bostrom had never had any intent of playing that ball out of there because it was such a deep lob. At this level, you're absolutely giving up nothing by letting a good lob bounce. If you played that ball out of there, he's actually rewarding them for a good lob.
So you're saying their percentage of winning that point is greater at letting the ball land and just resetting to the baseline,
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Lead the second set. 5 games to 4. Boston Roms won the first set 6 games to 3.
Couple, I won't say quick games, but starting to see some good adjustments by Fraser and Morgan. I do think Tyler Fraser hitting more of the overheads and controlling the tempo of that is very, very, in terms of strategy, it's a good move.
And Fraser was, you know, we're at Morgan is hitting more just that heavy roller. Fraser's, you know, changing speeds and spins.
Right.
And, you know, and it's not always going faster. A lot of, you know, you saw kind of the real effective ball deep up the middle of the court, just kind of slow the points down.
Well, the longer the point goes against teams that like to play fast, the more they're going to probably press. So, and that is, I mean, with some experienced teams, I mean, I think it'll always be true. It's going to be who presses before the other team.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I like that backhand from Adam Morgan.
What a dig.
I tell you what, Tyler Fraser's got a fantastic backhand, and they've almost eliminated that.
15 love.
The depth of that ball was fantastic. Made Morgan and Fraser second guess each other. Switching out. Great ball.
What a good get, too.
And notice, too, Rams is hitting that when he hits, because Fraser's backhand is so good, he's hitting it at a pace where the ball is not coming off the backside with any type of pace where Tyler can be too offensive.
Moving up the side screen and
Right,
driving it.
right. Not only is he driving it, but he's driving it from the service line if you hit the ball that hard, right in their face. I like that. Great ball, great pace. Good call.
Great communication there.
But again, they're controlling the pace of those overheads. And I like them going soft to the corner. And I like Rams spin over to Tyler Fraser in that backhand side. But from Bostrom and Rams, this is, to me, a night and day match with their net scheme. They're committed to Rams hitting the overheads and Martin hanging in that volley position.
Yeah, a little more improvement from their round of 16 match.
They played a great match, but you could just see there wasn't the continuity of what I'm seeing now.
They didn't have the disciplined, defined roles.
It's just allowing. See, there's the pace. He's not going to hit the ball hard to Fraser there.
And it's a combination, too, of lack of pace, but pretty good depth if he's going into that back panel. He's hitting it deep in the corner without pace. And the only shot that's coming out of there is probably a lob.
And what you're seeing is complete control with tempo. Yeah. So how many overheads did Martin hit that point? Not many.
Not many. And once he got out of that, I think he hit earlier 3 to start the point, and then they got shifted. This takes us to triple match point here, I believe.
They need to switch. They need to switch. There they go. Nice ball. And that's it.
Wow.
As soon as they switch, the control.
Game, set, and match. You called it, Coach.
6 games to 4.
Boy,
Well,
Bostrom Rams.
Tell you what, that's from a tactical improvement. That's nice. I'm glad they talked about it, had more of a scheme, a very disciplined scheme, and you could see the results.
Yeah, it really allowed them to dig in and kind of get into a nice comfort zone at the net, and didn't allow, I think, Fraser and Morgan didn't give them a lot of looks.
Well, the other thing that they did a very good job of, Boston and Rams, is just took Adam Morgan and Tyler Fraser's strengths off the court.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, there is. I don't think in that entire set I saw Tyler Fraser hit 2 or 3 back hits.
Yeah.
No.
They did do a good job.
So that's a definitive game plan from Bostrom and Rams, and
well executed. So
we got a great day lined up for tomorrow with the semis at 9:30 and then the finals at 1.
Yes, and don't forget to turn your clocks back. But that's a wrap here from Chicago Charities. We'll see you all tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Mike Raleigh, Guy Moore.
Thank you, Mike.